Hello everyone. Let's talk about money. Not just your money, but the money that keeps big companies running. Deep inside every successful business, there is a person called the corporate treasurer. You need to know who this person is. They are the ultimate guardian of the company's cash. Think of them as the chief financial protector. Their job is not just about counting dollars and cents. It is about making sure every single dollar is working as hard as it possibly can for the business. This role is one of the most critical positions in any corporation, because without smart cash management, even the best ideas and products can fail. A company that cannot manage its money is a company in denial, and denial leads to disaster. So, why is this role so important? I will tell you why. A business is like a living, breathing thing. It needs cash to breathe, just like you need air. The treasurer ensures there is always enough cash to pay the bills, to pay employees, and to handle unexpected emergencies. They are the ones who make sure the lights stay on. They manage the company's bank accounts, watch over its investments, and build strong relationships with banks. When a company has a strong treasurer, it has a strong financial foundation. It can weather storms. It can stand tall when others are falling. This isn't just about accounting. It's about financial security and survival. The treasurer's responsibility has grown far beyond simply managing a bank account. In today's fast-paced world, they must understand global markets, currency fluctuations, and complex financial instruments. They are on the front lines, protecting the company from financial risks that can appear out of nowhere. Imagine a sudden change in interest rates or a currency crisis in another country. The treasurer is the one who has a plan for that. They use sophisticated tools and strategies to hedge against these risks, creating a safety net for the entire organization. They are the financial firefighters, always ready to put out a blaze before it spreads. Ultimately, the treasurer is the steward of the company's financial health. They provide the confidence that allows leaders to make bold moves and invest in the future. Without their diligent oversight, a company would be flying blind. Every major decision, from launching a new product to acquiring another company, relies on the treasurer's assessment of financial readiness. They are the ones who must say yes, we can afford this, or no, we cannot. This power comes with immense responsibility. They are not just managing money, they are safeguarding the company's future and the livelihoods of everyone who works there. You have to respect that. A goal without a plan is just a wish. This is true for your personal finances, and it is absolutely true for a corporation. A key part of the treasurer's job is financial planning. This means looking ahead, not just to next week or next month, but years into the future. They create detailed forecasts to predict how much cash will be coming in and how much will be going out. This planning is what allows a company to use its money smartly. It helps leaders decide when to spend, when to save, and when to invest. Without this roadmap, a company is just guessing. And in business, guessing is a recipe for going broke. This planning directly leads to something called working capital management. I want you to understand this term. Working capital is the money a company uses for its daily operations. It is the cash needed to pay suppliers, manage inventory, and cover payroll before the money from sales comes in. The treasurer's job is to keep this cycle running smoothly. They must ensure there is enough cash on hand to meet short-term obligations, but not so much cash that it sits idle, earning nothing. It is a delicate balancing act. Too little cash, and the company could default on its bills. Too much cash, and it is a missed opportunity to invest and grow. Now let's talk about growth. Companies do not grow by standing still. They grow by investing in new projects, new technologies, and new markets. But where does the money for this growth come from? This is where the treasurer steps in to handle funding. They are responsible for raising the capital the company needs to expand. This could mean securing a loan from a bank, issuing bonds to investors, or even selling new shares of the company's stock. The treasurer must evaluate all the options and decide which one makes the most financial sense for the company's long-term goals. Choosing the right type of funding is a critical decision. Each option comes with its own costs and obligations. A loan has to be paid back with interest. Issuing bonds means making regular interest payments to bondholders. Selling stock means giving up a small piece of ownership in the company. The treasurer analyzes these trade-offs with extreme care. They negotiate the terms, manage the relationships with lenders and investors, and ensure the company gets the capital it needs at the best possible price. Their skill in this area can directly determine how fast and how successfully a company is able to grow. It is a high-stakes role that demands expertise and a steady hand. The modern treasurer is not just a numbers person hiding in a back office. Approved! They have earned a seat at the main table. They are a critical strategic advisor to the company's top leaders, including the CEO and the board of directors. Why? Because every single major business decision has a financial consequence. Launching a new product line? The treasurer will explain the capital investment required and the expected return. Thinking about acquiring a competitor? The treasurer will analyze the financial health of the target company and determine if the price is right. Their input is essential for making sound, sustainable decisions. To provide this strategic advice, the treasurer must introduce and explain critical financial concepts to leaders who may not have a financial background. One of the most important of these is the weighted average cost of capital, or WACC. I know it sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. The WACC is the average rate of return a company must generate to satisfy all its investors, both stockholders and bondholders. Think of it as the minimum passing grade for any new project. If a project is expected to earn a return that is higher than the WACC, it will create value for shareholders. If the return is lower, it will destroy value. It is a powerful tool for making smart investment choices. The treasurer's role as an advisor is built on a foundation of trust and clear communication. They must be able to translate complex financial data into a clear story that everyone can understand. They cannot just present a spreadsheet full of numbers. They must explain what the numbers mean for the company's future. They must articulate the risks and rewards of different strategies in plain English. This ability to bridge the gap between finance and business operations is what makes a treasurer so valuable. They provide the financial clarity that empowers leaders to navigate uncertainty and steer the company in the right direction. This advisory role requires a forward-looking perspective. The treasurer is constantly scanning the horizon for both opportunities and threats. They are thinking about how changes in the economy, new regulations, or shifts in technology will impact the company's finances. By anticipating these changes, they can help the company prepare and adapt. This proactive stance is the difference between a company that merely reacts to the world and one that shapes its own destiny. The treasurer, as a strategic partner, helps ensure the company is always playing offense, not defense. They are not just protecting assets, they are helping to create future value. To be a great strategic advisor, a treasurer must first be a great analyst. They cannot rely on gut feelings. They must rely on cold, hard data. One of the most powerful ways they analyze the company's performance is by using financial ratios. Ratios are simple calculations that turn raw financial data into meaningful insights. They allow the treasurer to measure the company's health, identify trends, and compare its performance against its competitors. It is like a doctor using vital signs to check a patient's health. Ratios reveal the story behind the numbers, showing what is strong and what needs to be fixed. There are many types of ratios, each telling a different part of the story. For example, liquidity ratios, like the current ratio, tell the treasurer if the company has enough cash to cover its short-term bills. Profitability ratios, like the net profit margin, show how much profit the company makes from its sales. Debt ratios reveal how much of the company is financed by borrowing, which is a measure of financial risk. By tracking these ratios over time, the treasurer can spot warning signs early. A declining profit margin or rising debt level is a red flag that requires immediate attention and a clear plan of action. The treasurer does not just analyze these ratios in a vacuum. They use them to benchmark the company against its peers in the same industry. This provides crucial context. A profit margin of 5% might seem low on its own, but if the industry average is only 3%, then the company is actually performing very well. This comparative analysis helps leaders understand where the business excels and where it is lagging. It creates a clear, objective basis for setting performance goals and holding the organization accountable for achieving them. It is about replacing opinions with facts to drive better results. In the end, all of these skills, planning, managing working capital, securing funding, providing strategic advice, and analyzing performance, come together to make the business stronger and more successful. A masterful treasurer does not just manage money, they create a financial engine that powers the entire company forward. They ensure the business is resilient, agile, and positioned for long-term growth. By mastering their role, they provide the financial stability and strategic insight that allows a company to not just survive, but to thrive. And that, my friends, is how you build a business that is truly meant to last.